Hello, in this video we are going to talk about weight loss medications for adults. We'll discuss which pathways the body uses to lose weight, what the consequences are, the publicly traded companies that want to launch new products and what these products are all about, and a bit of debate about the ethics of using these kind of products in the general population, a general overview of the drugs and what's coming next. So take a seat, fasten your seatbelt, the taxi is about to take off. Welcome to Taxi Biotech, a show to keep up with the latest news and updates from the world of biotechnology and to learn about its impact on the stock market. The stock data I present here is just a reflection of how companies or the clinical trials are progressing and does not constitute any investment recommendation. This is purely for entertainment. Let's get started. This kind of weight loss drugs have actually been used for a long time to treat all the conditions like type 2 diabetes. It was discovered that they also work for weight loss, and now the general population with obesity is using them too. Their molecular mechanism mimics what happens when we eat. A series of molecules are released in the intestine, sending signals to the stomach and brain to stop eating so we don't overdo it. These signals create a feeling of fullness, and food is released more slowly from the stomach. With these medications, we replicate those satiety signals. They also act on the pancreas, producing more insulin and suppressing the release of glucagon. The good thing about this system is that it doesn't work all the time. It only works when you eat. That's good. Right now, there are two molecules on the market in drug form. One targets GLP-1, which is Novo Nordisk's drug, and the other targets GIP, which is Lilly's, in combination with GLP-1. They are better known by their brand names, especially the one that's become really famous, Ozempic. They have different concentrations of the drug for different treatments. And do these drugs work? Oh yeah, sure they do. They reduce weight by around 20% in around a year. These are Lilly's data, but it's pretty much the same for both. This is a very significant and rapid weight loss. In fact, because of that rapid weight loss, patients who are at risk of developing type 2 diabetes often don't progress to the disease. This is a huge benefit for those patients. So, the benefits are clear. Patients at risk don't develop type 2 diabetes, and they lose a lot of weight in a short time. Of course, with this miracle drug, the share of the two companies that make this class of drug skyrocketed. Here we have the chart of Novo Nordisk. Over the last year, although Novo Nordisk has faced competition from Lilly, supply chain problems, and uncertainty about whether countries will pay the drug for the entire potential market or not. Lilly, however, has a more diversified portfolio and isn't as affected by this drop as Novo Nordisk's case. But is everything good in this type of drugs? Of course not. Let's talk about the downside. Losing weight so quickly also affects muscle mass, causing a noticeable loss in facial muscle, which people call Ozempic face. There is also signs that a good portion of the weight loss comes from losing muscle mass, which is really bad news for older people. Another effect of such rapid weight loss could be a reduction in bone density. If this is given to older people, especially women, it can cause serious long-term problems. Some studies have looked at this. They didn't see an increase in bone fractures, okay? So this is not a problem, but they did see more bone molecules reabsorb into the blood and lower mineral density in patients who take this class of medications. This is normal and it's explained on Lilly's website. where they say that sudden weight loss make muscles and bones break down faster than they can regenerate, which is why it's really important to pair this drug with physical exercise and a carefully managed diet under professional supervision. This is so serious and it's super important, but let's be honest. Are people who haven't been able to control their weight for years suddenly going to start exercising now? Now they have a drug that makes them lose more than 20% of their weight in a few months. Let's not kid ourselves. Exercise and diet is difficult for a lot of people. You might think, well, I'll just use it for a few months and then stop. But what happens if you stop? In this study with Novo Nordisk drug, if you stop and change to placebo, you regain about 7% of the weight you lost with Novo's drug. And with Lilly's drug, about 14%. Look, there is no direct comparison, so it's not possible to say if one is better than the other, okay? So the thing here is that you'll have to take the drug for a long time, otherwise you are going to gain the weight back, okay? So now we have a clear picture of what these drugs are, with their many advantages and their drawbacks. This opens up a big debate. Sure, I completely agree that people who need to prevent type 2 diabetes should act as quickly as possible. And I want to make clear that I'm not questioning those who genuinely need these treatments under proper medical supervision. From now on, I'm talking about people who use this at general population level just to lose a few extra kilos for the summer, you know. We are already a society that wants everything fast and easy. No one values effort anymore. Why bother dieting and exercising if I have a drug that makes me lose weight without doing anything? Is it really worth taking a drug for years that cause nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain? I mean, honestly, the people I know who take this drug, it's no wonder they lose weight, because they don't eat. They are not hungry and their stomach hurts. You can lose weight without the drug in that way. Wouldn't it be better to make a bit an effort, lose weight more gradually and avoid all the side effects? And the need to inject yourself every week for years? I know it's not easy and that every case is different. Even for me it's difficult. But the reality is that without sustainable lifestyle changes, any medication will fall short. Taking this drug lightly without strict medical oversight and personal commitment can have serious consequences. Anyway, this is a biotechnology and investment channel, so from a business perspective for these companies, it's fantastic because the market is huge. Right now, this is the picture. Two well-positioned companies with products already on the market using similar pathways of action. I'm not going to say one is better than the other. They both cover the same market. And they are trying to expand it even further with oral drugs for the same issue. Novo already has Rybelsus on the market and Lilly has an oral GLP-1 agonist in phase 3 trials. So, what's next? The same thing, but without the injections. And they are not stopping there. They are still looking for new molecules that don't cause so many side effects. One of the most promising is amylin. Novo Nordisk and Lilly are already testing it in combination with their approved drugs. Here Novo and here Lilly. And now Roche together with Zealand and AbbVie together with Gubra have jumped into the race to develop new molecules based on amylin. So with this new target, the scenario looks more or less like this. Novo and Lilly keep leading the pack with phase 2 and phase 3 trials, plus their molecules that we already know that work and are safe, so this is good. And now two other big pharma companies are entering the race with amylin on its own, but in earlier phases. What do you think about this scenario? Novo and Lilly are kilometers away. This is exactly what Novartis CEO said. What did he say? Well, look, he said that there are two companies that are really well positioned for this kind of drugs, whether they are oral or injectable, and it's not wise to compete using the same approach. These two companies have the entire roadmap built out for targeting GLP-1 or GIP molecules. Are you really going to jump in and compete with an oral when they are already doing it? Or get into the amylin when they are already adding it to their existing unproven molecules? I don't know, guys. I think more or less the same as this guy. What do you think? Am I wrong? Should pharma companies try two different paths? Let's see. It's true that there are many companies trying different pathways. Let's do a quick rundown of all of them with a final summary that I will comment them. Okay? Let's start with Amgen. Amgen has a phase 3 program. In this case, they are antagonizing the GIP receptor. Just recently, they presented the phase 2 results for injectable drug, which shows a weight loss similar of the existing drugs. In this video, I'm not going to analyze which drug is better or worse. I'm just looking at what the market for this type of drugs looks like. Pfizer also has 3 obesity drug programs. They dropped one a few weeks ago, and they have additional one with Therapeutics. Viking is another company that's all over social media because of their obesity drugs. They have 3 molecules, one for amylin and another for GLP-1 GIP agonist, both oral and injectable. Metsera has deals with Novo, but they are still in discovery phase, so we don't really know what they have. Metsera, they have a good pipeline in early phases, but again, they are focused on GLP-1 or amylin. Regeneron stand out a bit because they are working on a monoclonal antibody for myostatin, which is a different way, structure. They are also researching other receptors, which is good, other different way. Although they are also in the oral GLP-1 race. And finally, Crinetics, which is still in discovery phase. So, as a summary of all these molecules, the ones highlighted in yellow are what's different compared to the drugs that are already on the market or in advanced clinical phases. And we come back to that the Novartis CEO said. Look, Amgen and Pfizer have something a bit different from what's already approved, but it doesn't seem like a GIP antagonism will dramatically improve side effects, which would be what gives them a competitive edge. In Pfizer's case, they also have molecules that overlap with competitors that are already farther along. So I don't know, guys. Vikings, well, we could say more or less the same. They are developing the same molecules that other competitors have, and those competitors are already farther ahead. Regeneron and Structure do have a different approach, and if they get good results, they could find a niche in combination with what's already approved, or maybe strike a licensing deal. And finally, Metsera, more of the same molecules in early phases. And that's it for today's journey. This is just my personal opinion. Feel free to critique me, but do it nicely. Bye, see you in the next episode.